What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my kitchen. I'm about to make some blueberry honey butter biscuits from home, from scratch. So this is a super easy recipe, and I'm just here to share it with you guys. I saw it on social media. I don't know if it was Instagram or TikTok, and it's one of my family's favorites now. So my mom wanted me to make her some, so I decided to just do a little video so you guys can see how easy it is, so you can make it for your family. So all we're gonna need is flour, baking powder, a pinch of salt, a stick of butter, blueberries, of course. It's easy, like I said. So right here I have my blueberries. I've cleaned my blueberries. I'm just letting them sit right now in the water. And then I have my butter and everything. So I'm gonna show you guys how we mix everything up. All right, so I preheated my oven already. I got that on 385. So I'm gonna start mixing my dry ingredients. And I forgot to tell y'all, we are gonna need buttermilk, and I'm gonna pull that out as well in a second here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and get my flour. So like I said, we're gonna need 2 cups of flour. Now I'm making this for the people at my mom's job, so I'm using gloves. You know, want to be sanitary, as sanitary as possible, because there's a lot of hand mixing going on with this. So, and when I tell y'all this is quick, I make it for breakfast a lot of times for my kids and my husband. Yeah, so it's super quick, super easy. And I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. So I got my 2 cups of flour. I forgot about the sugar. We're definitely gonna need sugar. And I'm only gonna need a cup of sugar. So and there's our cup of sugar. All right. I forgot all the stuff that you tell y'all to get it. So as I go, I'm just gonna put it at the bottom of the screen so you know what all we use today. So we're also gonna use our baking powder. So I'm gonna use 1.5 teaspoons of the baking powder. Got my teaspoon here. And 1.5 teaspoons, about 1, and I'm just gonna go half of this. There we go. Alright, and then I'm gonna go ahead and also add a little salt in here, a pinch of salt, and then we're gonna go ahead and just whisk the dry ingredients together so that it's well incorporated. Now you can sift the flour as well. I've done both. I've done it both ways, but to me it's great either way. So now we have our sugar, our salt, our flour mixed in very well and very incorporated. So as you can see, everything's all mixed in. We're gonna go ahead and add our wet ingredients. So let me get some of this out of the way and I'll be back. All right, so I'm gonna take my cheese grater. I'm gonna take my cheese grater and a stick of butter, and I'm gonna shred this into the dry ingredients. So I'm just gonna simply just shred this. I don't know if y'all can tell this my own. So I'm just shredding this all the way down. We need 1 whole stick of butter. I'm just shredding it all. So I'm gonna put this down so I can do this a little faster. But yeah, just 1 stick of unsalted butter is what I'm using. All right. Everything out. So this is what it's looking like. So I'm just gonna mash this all together until the butter is pretty much incorporated with the flour. So I'm just gonna, this is why this gets a little messy, but I'm just gonna press the butter into the flour mix. Keep doing that until the butter is well incorporated with the flour. Now, typically I use baking spray in my pan. I'm going to be using just a regular tin pan that you can get from the store, dollar store. But I'm going to be using that today. But typically, like I said, I would spray it. I don't have any spray, so I'm just going to melt some butter in that pan so we can have a barrier and we don't have any burnt biscuits at the bottom. Right? All right. So now this is how it looks after I've, smashed the butter in. I can do it a little longer. Yeah, homemade stuff really is not as hard as I thought it was. And I think it just really takes practice. So I've been practicing, I've been learning because, sometimes I love to get in the kitchen. It's very therapeutic, baking something and making something come to life. All right, so this is what it looks like now. Now I'm just gonna add 1 cup of buttermilk. I'm gonna add 1 whole cup of this buttermilk here. That in here. And I'm gonna just fold this around in here. So I'm just mixing it in, folding the buttermilk into the dry mixture. And it's getting, more of a crumbly, it's giving it a crumbly look. That's what we're looking for. Shouldn't look like water or anything like that. It shouldn't be soft. It should be nice and crumbly. Almost like a dough, or pretty much like a dough. I want to make sure all the dry parts are sticking. I don't want any loose crumbles. See how everything is sticking together? So yeah, so good, all right? So, here it is. This is what we have. Now we can add our blueberries to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and drain those. Okay, my blueberries are all clean. Ooh, it's thundering out there real hard. Try to dry them a little bit. All right, so they're all clean. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these in. Quite a few of them in there. A blueberry compote. I was thinking about doing that, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna fold my blueberries in here to make sure they are well incorporated. And this is what we have. Now I don't typically make a blueberry compote, but I did make a blueberry compote to go in here this time. So I'm just gonna, all I did was put blueberries and sugar on the stove and let that cook down. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this in here though. So either way it goes. There we go. I'm gonna add a little bit of that in there. Yeah, give it some color. And this is how it looks with the blueberry compote added in. See that? So now I'm just gonna mix it a little bit more, and then I'm gonna start spooning out. I'll mix a little bit more. Now I'm gonna start spooning this out and putting the biscuits in the pan. This is the pan that I'm using, just a regular little pan. I'm scrubbing it down with butter. that's done. I'm just gonna spoon these out, y'all. Nothing too special. See? Big spoons. And just sit them in the pan. And I'm just gonna line the pan just like this. This is what we have going into the oven. Perfect. They look great. Okay, so lastly, I'm just gonna add some butter. I'm gonna warm up some butter and some honey, and I'm just gonna roll that across. Rub that across the biscuit. You can also add in glaze or icing on top of these, but I kept it simple and just put the honey and butter on top of these biscuits because they are going to be like for a breakfast brunch type of thing. But yep, I've done it either both ways. Both ways are very delicious. And these biscuits are so light and fluffy. They are delicious, guys. I'm telling you, and it is so easy. So let me know if you like this recipe in the comments. Let me know if you tried yourself and how it goes. Make sure to like and subscribe.